Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. Oh my God, we're fairly in sync. This could be good news. Well, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I've spent the last waking hours exercising the computer and trying to, again, figure out how to fix this. And we have good news. We have good news because we're going to get a new computer sometime soon. And I'll fill you in on that in a little while. But first, welcome everyone. It's a pleasure to see you. It's a pleasure to be here on this Wednesday, July 6th. And today we have such a fun program. It's not even funny. I decided, okay, the computer woes are getting me down, but this is not going to prevent me from having fun putting things together for you to enjoy here during the broadcast. So today we have all kinds of fun and exciting and interesting news. We have some crazy news. International Kissing Day. Oh, I'm all for that. Thank you very much, Glee, for letting us know about that. I love it. I love it. We're going to have to figure out more about this international kissing business. But anyhow, I reinstalled some software and things seem to be working fine, at least for the time being. I hope it's going to be a good broadcast because I've been really down on the fact that, you may enjoy it while you're just listening to it, but it's no fun for me to be watching myself being all delayed. But I don't want to jinx this. Today, news about context. We have news about trash collection. We have news about COVID. We have news about Susana Carreño, who's a very esteemed local journalist who was attacked less than a week ago, and we don't usually cover those kinds of things, but I think it's important to have some context in the situation. We have news about an European choir that is going to perform in Puerto Vallarta in less than 2 weeks. And of course, I went to this amazing Mexican specialty restaurant yesterday. And not only am I going to tell you about that, but I am going to also give us a crash course on Huasteca culture, because this will help us not only appreciate the restaurant even better, but it will also give us a glimpse as to what's going on in San Luis Potosí, this very rich and diverse area of Mexico, rich in natural features, rich in cuisine and culture and so forth and so on. So we are hopefully going to have an in-sync program and take it from there. But not before reminding everyone that, we'd love to hear from you when you are new to the broadcast. If that is the case, please feel free to give us a comment that says that you are new, and we'll be so very happy to give you a nice welcome. And you do that by writing the word new in your comment. If you have something really important that you wish to mention, please let us know by adding the capital letter Q, and we'll be happy to take a look at your comment during the second half of the broadcast. So let's get started and see how the gear behaves today. Okay, for starters, the trash collection program featuring the trash people ringing bells as they're approaching your house so that you can take the trash out only when indicated, is being placed on pause because of the weather. What does this mean? I'm not entirely sure, but you may recall that a few months ago we announced that in 8 different colonias around the city, you could expect the trash people to ring a bell so that you would know when to take your trash out. But again, because of the current weather, the rainy season, the city claims that even though they want to expand the program to other areas, this will not happen until after the rain season. The colonias where supposedly the trash people are ringing a bell presently are Emiliano Zapata, La Floresta, Bobadilla, Coapinole, Llanitos, La Aurora, and Ixtapa. Now, what does this mean to trash collection moving forward? I have no idea. I assume that the city will continue collecting the trash, and Raymond, Raymond guesses that trash. Where are my sound effects? I lost my sound effects. I cannot even do sound effects. Where are my sound effects? No, not sound levels. I want my sound effects. Oh, there they are. Thank you, Raymond. It is a dead ringer. We get rid of that. Thank you very much. Moving right along into other news, with COVID cases on the rise in the state of Nayarit, their health board has announced that they will meet again in the near future just to consider modifying their current health-related mandate. No news about something like this happening in Jalisco, but we're keeping track of elsewhere in the country just to see how the country is reacting to the current increase in COVID cases. Here in Puerto Vallarta, as you know, testing continues both at Parque Hidalgo and also at the Naval Hospital. Just so you know, these are places where you can go and get tested if you want some clarity as to how you're feeling or if you have some symptoms. The article curiously mentions that a lot of people are getting tested and reacting with surprise that they have COVID. And this may have to do, I think, with the fact that this wave of the coronavirus and COVID cases feeling more like really strong colds. So I guess I'm not the only one who felt, well, I'm just catching a cold. And before you knew it, boom, I had COVID. So if you feel like you're just catching a cold, it may not just be a cold. Kindly go get tested. It's good for you and it's good for all of us. Moving right along, have you ever wondered why you go to the municipal markets and some of the shops or locales, the locales, are always closed? I know that I have wondered this. And as it turns out, there are over 20 abandoned shops or locales throughout all the municipal markets in Puerto Vallarta. And the good news is that Cecilio Lopez Fernandez, who oversees municipal markets for this administration, has announced that he is beginning a procedure through which concessions will be taken away from those that are not opening their shops and granting these concessions to other citizens who might be more interested in opening a shop. And this varies from market to market. For example, there are 154 shops at the Rio Cuale market, and all of them are open for business, or all of them should be open for business, according to this news item. But in markets in Ixtapa, 5 de Diciembre, and Emiliano Zapata, there are some shops that are not open. So it will be good to see that markets will show more signs of activity by simply allowing other people to take care of those shops moving forward. I think that's excellent news. Here are some other good news. You are looking at the suspended bridge in Mismaloya, which has been neglected for some time, but is finally receiving some well-deserved TLC from the city's administration. This is also good news, not much more to add to that other than the fact that somewhere in the background of the bridge, I see some Oxxo colors, and we're going to have some news about Oxxo in the second half of the broadcast. But first, I want to bring up Susana Carreño and give you some context on this very important journalist in Puerto Vallarta. As I mentioned before, she was the victim of what seemed to be a robbery. She was attacked on July 1st after doing a live broadcast somewhere in the city. She was stabbed a number of times. Her vehicle was stolen, and she had to be hospitalized with really critical injuries. The good news is that she's recovering. But this is one of those bits of news in which it seemed to be unclear whether she just happened to be in the wrong place or the robbers had no idea that they were attacking somebody that is important. I am of the thought that, you don't cover these kinds of things just because somebody that is important got attacked. But of course, the local journalism community quickly put A and B together and thought, oh no, this was a journalist that was attacked for being a journalist. There were some marches going on this week. And now that she has recovered, Susana Carreño has made a statement, and she says that she was attacked because of her work. So this was not just a random attack. This was, according to her, something deliberate. What was she covering? What is she discussing these days? We don't know, but it is somewhat disconcerting to know that a journalist here in town was the victim of journalism violence. We hope we can clarify this in the near future. And I thought I would mention it just so that you can have some context about this situation, which may or may not come to your ears and eyes through other news sources. Before we move on to the weather, I want to show my most grateful gratitude. Yesterday, we announced a fundraising effort to get a new computer and avoid all these glitches that we've been having lately. We set it up such that there were 50 options to make a contribution, and there are only 17 left. You constantly amaze me. You constantly show me that paying forward feels good, and I have no words to express my gratitude to you. You make me enjoy paying forward and being a good citizen and a good person and a good connection, even more so than before. So all I can say, and I'm learning how to do this, is thank you. Thank you very much. And I think we'll have a new computer sooner than later. And this is definitely good news. Let us take a quick look at the weather forecast and see what's in store for today, tomorrow, and Friday. Oh no, today is a gorgeous day to die. No, it is not a gorgeous day to die. Today is a gorgeous day to celebrate all kinds of wonderful things. It is 25 degrees right now. Humidity is at 93%. So it feels like 29 degrees actually. And for those of you that love your Fahrenheit, we are now enjoying a balmy 77 degrees. Our forecast for today says it's going to be rainy and humid through the day with a high of 30 and a low of 24. Tomorrow, Thursday, there will be rain in the evening and overnight with a high of 31 and a low of 24. And on Friday, there will be rain until morning, starting again in the evening, with a high of 30 and a low of 24. Of course, we assume that all this rain is part of what Bonnie is leaving behind. And Bonnie, of course, is the Category 2 hurricane that hit us. But in reality, Bonnie became a Category 3 hurricane before getting away from the coast. So we can say that she is living in a huff. In the world of opera, this is what you'd call an exit aria, which is, the big number that you give the diva soprano or the diva contralto so that they can make a big statement before they exit the stage in a huff. And of course, in musicals, it is the 11 o'clock number, which is the theater term for that big show stopping song that happens late in Act Two, usually sung by a major character that comes to a realization. Think Jennifer Holliday and Dreamgirls, that kind of thing. So clearly, Bonnie is going bye-bye with a huff. We don't know exactly what's going to happen after Bonnie, but I'm sure other tropical storms will be moving in later on. Can you imagine traveling through Europe and bumping into an Oxxo? Well, apparently it will happen, and soon Oxxo, which presently has 20,500 stores in Mexico and elsewhere in Latin America, is also expanding now to places like Switzerland, Germany, Austria, and Luxembourg. Now, what will you be able to buy at these shops is a mystery to me, but how queer it will be to be in Europe and all of a sudden run into an Oxxo. Just bizarre. Moving right along, tourism authorities expect that Puerto Vallarta will become the top second tourism destination this summer, with only Cancun having higher hotel occupancy. This puts us in second place over other popular summer tourism destinations in Mexico, such as Mexico City, Puebla, Querétaro, Aguascalientes, and Acapulco. Now, this is unexpected. This is excellent news for Puerto Vallarta. DIF, which is the local family integral development office, has announced a special fundraising concert at Teatro Vallarta featuring the St. Florian Boys Choir. This is huge. It's going to take place on July 14th at Teatro Vallarta with very affordable tickets, 200 pesos for adults, 150 pesos for children. I mean, 200 pesos for adults at Teatro Vallarta to see a European children's choir. That is definitely worth our time and our attention. The St. Florian's Boys Choir is an internationally active Austrian choir with a diverse repertoire and a clear goal to convey the joy of making music to their audience. And I'm going to leave you with with their website in the show notes so you can learn more about this. And of course, tickets are apparently now available for sale at Teatro Vallarta and a couple of other spots that are mentioned in the article, which of course I will share with you in the show notes. And now, before we dive into your comments, I want to tell you about my adventure at El Negrito yesterday. This is a new Mexican specialty restaurant located near La Comer. It opened just a little while ago, and I was so very happy and eager to go try it because I am very curious about Mexican food from other places, and I was definitely not disappointed. But before we go there, let us explain what the cuisine is about. This is Huasteca Potosina cuisine. And what does that mean? Well, for starters, La Huasteca is this cultural and geographical region of Mexico over here. It is located partially along the Gulf of Mexico, and it includes parts of the states of Tamaulipas, Veracruz, Puebla, Hidalgo, San Luis Potosí, Querétaro, and Guanajuato. So, of course, the Huasteca Potosina refers to the 20 municipalities from the state of San Luis Potosí that are part of this area. Now, not only is it rich in culture and food, it is also rich in geography. For example, there are gorgeous waterfalls. There are 4 amazing waterfalls located in the Huasteca Potosina. These are the Tamul waterfalls. Then there are the really crazy gardens in Gilitla known as Las Pozas. And Las Pozas is a surrealistic group of structures created by a man by the name of Edward James in a subtropical rainforest in the Huasteca Potosina. There are over 80 acres of natural waterfalls within this garden alone, and pools interlaced with these very strange sculptures that were made in concrete. This place is one of a kind, and it's definitely a destination. But that is just an aside, just to give you a context of where this happens and where the food that I tried comes from. Now, before we actually get into the actual experience, there are a couple of terms that I want to put forth because this will be helpful for you. First of all, you will find cecina at the restaurant, and in Spanish, cecina is meat that has been salted and dried by means of air, sun, or smoke. Cecina is commonly prepared in parts of Mexico where the weather is so hot that you don't want your food to decompose. So meat is cured. It's sliced very thin and it is cured, and it is very traditional in the Huasteca Potosina and other northern states. Um, then something else you want to get acquainted with is requesón or ricotta. Well, you know what I'm talking about. It is known internationally as ricotta. And requesón is made with the liquid remaining after the milk has been curdled and strained. There are many different varieties in different countries, and in Mexico, it is commonly used, requesón is, as a filling for tacos dorados or fried tacos, and it is also commonly spread over tostadas or served as a side with refried beans. The third concept that I want to tell you about that relates to this restaurant is bocoles, which are very traditional in the Huasteca Potosina. And bocoles or bocolitos are thick corn tortillas that are stuffed with a variety of fillings, from scrambled eggs to requesón, which we just talked about, or shredded beef or pork rind or chicharrón. So you are going to find all these things at this restaurant. And the last concept that I want to show you, I love it. Alan says, is anybody else getting hungry? That was the intention, dear friend. Then we need to talk about the hadas. And we all know the enchiladas, but there's all these other hadas that are important. Enchiladas, of course, we know are tortillas that are bathed in a specific type of chile sauce, and they're stuffed with different things. But then there's also enfrijoladas and moladas and cacahuatadas. And what all of these are essentially enchiladas made with different kinds of sauces. For example, enfrijoladas are made with a frijol or bean sauce, and moladas are made with a mole sauce, and cacahuatadas are made with a peanut sauce, and so forth and so on. And why do I show you all of these? Because you can find all of these at this amazing new restaurant. And now I am going to talk to you about the restaurant itself. But I wanted to get you in on all these concepts, but for a couple of reasons. For starters, the restaurant doesn't have a menu in English, but you can really go through their menu and visit as often as you want. I know that I'm going to be going back sometime in the near future. So, this is a restaurant. It used to be another eatery, but the restaurant is beautiful. It's in an L shape. It is air conditioned, and I was quite surprised that there weren't more people there. And I learned that their most popular meal is breakfast, and they open at 7 o'clock in the morning. And the reason breakfast is so popular is because they serve free coffee with the breakfast. So there you have it. It's gorgeous inside, quite comfortable. And when I sat down, I was offered this, which of course you can see. This is requesón. We were just talking about this a second ago. And there was a mildly spicy green salsa and a very spicy red salsa. So this was a great way to get started with the meal. Then my friend arrived and we ordered the cheese platter. We thought we would try the different kinds of cheese, and this is mostly Oaxaca style cheese or string cheese, and also panela. So we were nibbling on this, and it was absolutely wonderful. But then came time to order our main course. My friend ordered the cecina tacos, and we talked about the cecina just a second ago. And this is the way they are presented. Of course, you can garnish them with requesón or any of the salsas. And I ordered their cecina with bocoles. This is cecina, the thinly sliced meat. There's some refried beans here. And my order came with 4 bocoles. One had scrambled eggs filled with scrambled eggs in red sauce, scrambled eggs with green sauce. The other one was filled with refried beans, and the fourth one was filled with requesón. And just to give you a sense as to why we were talking about the hadas earlier, this is part of their menu. And I don't expect you to be able to read the small type, but they have enchiladas, ajonjolinadas, which are made with sesame seed, encacahuatadas, empipianadas, which are made with pumpkin seed sauce, encremadas, enfrijoladas, enmoladas, entomatadas, enchorizadas. I mean, they have all these hadas. And the beautiful thing is that you get your order of hadas or enchiladas, and then you get a refill. And I was like, what? How can you get a refill? And what the waiter said to me is that you get your choice of filling, right? On your enchiladas. You get maybe 3, maybe 4, I'm not sure. You get to choose, oh, I see, you get to choose between cecina or pollo, chicken, or so forth and so on. But then if you want more, they bring you more. Now, I asked the waiter, what the fuck? I mean, are you supposed to eat enchiladas until you burst? And he says, well, we only serve the main order with the protein of your choice. And then after that, if you want more tortillas, just bathed in the sauce, you can order as many as you want. So this is a really good deal, my friends. This is a wonderful restaurant that I very much enjoyed, and I can't wait to go back. Again, this is located kitty corner from La Comer. So if you find yourself shopping at La Comer, or if you live in the neighborhood and you want to give it a go, I strongly recommend it. Of course, as always, I will leave all the details and information in the show notes so that you can take a look at this. And now let me jump over to your comments. As always, I love your good mornings. They mean so much to me. Whether you're near like Betsy Ann, who's checking in from Emiliano Zapata, or Mijal, who's elsewhere in Canada. Charles reporting from Corona, California. It is a pleasure to see you all. Let's see. Jim is going through day 5 of COVID. I am so sorry to hear that, Jim. As you know, I was there very recently, and I hope you are recovering. Let's see. Oh, and seeing Raymond here very quickly reminded me that today is the day in which at his bakery there's the lady with the jar cakes, and that is a reminder to myself to put on some pants after the broadcast. Yes, I'm only wearing my undies, and go check out one of these cakes in a jar. As I mentioned, today is the day to do that, and I definitely want to check them out. Let's see what else we have here. Many good mornings. Thank you very much. International Kissing Day. We brought this up a little while ago, but again, I am curious about that. Hopefully I'll get a chance to be kissed or kiss somebody today. David reports that I'm in perfect sync. I did notice that when I started putting things up on the screen, the delays came back, and you see that's the problem. Every time I want to do something fun or lively or play a sound effect, that's when things seem to go out of whack. But again, thanks to your kindness, the computer is closer than I thought, and I am so very grateful for that. Let's see what else we have. Michael's being a good brother, looking after his brother who has COVID. That is great news. Thank you very much for letting us know. And I hope your brother recovers quickly. We have a new person, Karen from New York City. I miss New York City. Karen, welcome to Coffee and Headlines. Karen says 3 months in the winter is not enough. Well, Karen, we're always here. Not only our city, but we here, the community of Coffee and Headlines, we're always here. So if you want to remain connected to Puerto Vallarta, you know where to go, you know where to sit and hang out with us so that you can continue to nurture your love for our city. You're always welcome to do that. Let's see what else. There's another person that is new. Hello, Denise. Good morning. So happy to see you. Let's see what else we have. Dale says, in our area of Emiliano Zapata, we never have had the bell these last few months. What can I tell you, Dale? We just announced these things, but I'm not surprised that you don't have the bell. It's the news. It's the local news. What can I tell you? I'm looking for my sound effects. There you go. Um, Kate asks an important question. Is the mandate for COVID in Nayarit different from ours in Jalisco? The answer to that question is yes. As we know from the very beginning of the pandemic, Jalisco has gone through its own decisions. What is happening lately, Kate, is that many states, or an increasing number of states, are going back to mandating face masks out and about, out in public, or at indoor locations. Jalisco has not pronounced such a mandate, at least not yet. So that's why we're keeping track of what's going on both here and in nearby states. Let's see what else. Oh, definitely. Prayers to the universe for Susana Carreño's total recovery. She's one of our most responsible, hardworking, accurate journalists. She has a program, a radio program at Radio Universidad. She oversees all the radio activities both here at the Guadalajara University, the local campus, and we can often see her attending the press conference that our president, Lopez Obrador, gives in Mexico City every morning. Michal says missed yesterday's show. Check out the show notes, Michal. That's where the information is on how to contribute to the computer. If that is something you'd like to do, I jumped the gun, but we will put that information in today's show notes as well. Let's see. Are the children out of school for summer yet, and when do they return? Claude, everything that I have read says that school is done in the state of Jalisco, as I understand it. And I don't know exactly when classes will resume, but I will definitely keep an eye on that. So yes, as far as I know and understand, school is on vacation mode here in the state of Jalisco. Dale asks, can you put me down for a computer spot and I'll have to donate cash? Gracias. Of course we can, Dale. You know that we can always connect at different places that are trusted businesses like Hotel Mercurio or Bravos or Siam PV or whatever works for you. Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind contribution. Mark asks, is Bonnie leaving in a huff or a minute and a huff? That is funny. I just thought it was interesting how it developed into a bigger hurricane, but thank goodness it is now heading out to the ocean. Sage, I sent you a message on Facebook yesterday. I saw your message. I haven't had a chance to reply to it, but I will definitely reply to it today. And I am wondering how popular your last name is. There is a wonderful crochet designer, although I'm not sure if she's Amdal or Omdal with an O, but I follow her crochet designs on YouTube, and I think she's absolutely wonderful. Let's see what else we have. Is anybody else getting hungry? Well, I know that I am getting hungry. Let's see. What kind of meat? Please don't ask me to even try to spell the name of the dish. Oh, you mean cecina. Okay. Cecina is very frequently made with beef, but in Mexico you can also find cecina de cerdo or pork. But what I found at this new restaurant is beef cecina, and it is thinly sliced. I think you can actually buy cecina at the supermarket, but it's not traditionally from here. Ricky says bocoles look like arepas, and you are onto something, Ricky. Again, a lot of times these dishes take different names in different parts of Mexico and Latin America. In Mexico, we also call bocoles gorditas, or bocoles are similar to gorditas. So one way or another, um, this is definitely a nice opportunity to try the sauces or the flavors from other parts of Mexico. Boom, 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 boom. Glee says heading to Raymond's after this for cake jars and croissants because I'm hungry now. That makes two of us, Glee. I'm going to definitely stop by and check out the cake lady, which I understand starts at 11 o'clock in the morning. So by the time we're done with this, it'll be a good time to do it. Um, Claude says, what a great location. Stop in, eat before grocery shopping. Absolutely. Again, I was there for lunch yesterday, and I plan on going back sometime in the near future because there's a lot to explore in their menu. Very, very highly recommended. Um, Bad news is I have no sense of taste because of COVID. Good news is I am as slim as I have been in years. Well, I must say, uh, I also endured the COVID diet and I lost a little bit of weight, but not as much as I should. Again, I hope you recover quickly. Let's see. Oh, a virtual kiss from Ramona. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Uh, yes, my birthday's coming up. I love it. Boom, 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 boom. And this pretty much brings us to the end of our comments, the end of our broadcast today. You are such a joy to wake up to and to put things together with and for. I really enjoyed myself putting together today's broadcast because, again, any opportunity to talk about Mexican culture and food and this and that is something that I enjoy. And I am so grateful for your receptiveness to this kind of information. A lot of times I wonder if the local news are really that important to you, but invariably you will come up with thoughtful, important questions that confirm to me that you are definitely curious about Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, our surroundings. And as long as you are, we will continue to do this as long as we are useful. So, have a great day. Stay kind. Don't stay hungry. Go and find something wonderful to eat. And once again, thank you so much for all the unexpected, wonderful support for the computer. Again, we'll have a new computer soon. Between now and then, oh, where to go to donate, says Jim. Again, the information is in the show notes, and it was in the show notes yesterday, and it will be in the show notes again today. Have a great day, and thank you for joining us, and I will see you again hopefully sometime soon. Bye-bye.